Hello, my name is Mike. This is the Legally Blind Geek YouTube channel. I focus on overcoming low vision challenges. The reason for this video today is I am often asked, or sometimes just hear this comment from folks that are normally sighted, when they discover that I can tell what something is, or I hear something that maybe they didn't pay attention to, and I draw their attention to that. And they're kind of like, well, you're legally blind. Naturally, you've got better hearing than the rest of us, us normally sighted folks. So in this video, we're going to take a look and we're going to talk about how visually impaired person hear better and how it actually might surprise you. So, sound interesting? We say we just get straight into it. Here we go. Okay, this happens more often than not to me when I am out and about at a ballpark or wherever, and I'm amongst people, and I hear a sound that gets my attention. And a lot of times I'll ask the folks around me for clarification if this is that. Because, well, for instance, I'm at the ballpark. I volunteer at a girls' softball park. I do maintenance there. So I'm out there a lot of the time. And there's a busy street that's, several hundred feet away from where the ballpark is that runs past the ballpark. That, it's a rural road and there's all kinds of traffic that goes up and down that road. And sometimes there'll be a siren that I hear. And I'm kind of like, wonder what that is. So I'll listen for a minute and I'll listen to see if it's like a big diesel truck. So a big diesel truck engine sound with a siren going, or different, bells, whistles, different noises, kind of tends to lead me to believe that it's a fire truck, okay? Just because of the way it sounds. Or if it sounds like it's somebody that's traveling like 200 miles an hour and it's got a certain siren going, I'll go, that sounds like a police car. Because, they drive fast sometimes when they're trying to get somewhere in a hurry. And then by the same token, the ambulances that we have in my part of the world, they make a different sound as well, because a lot of them are based on like a big work truck, and they're geared so that the engines really make a big whine, a lot of noise when they're going 45, 50 mile an hour, and they've got different sounding sirens that they turn on and turn off when they're coming to an intersection or they're getting close to traffic or whatnot. So a lot of times I'll hear one of those sounds and I'll say, is that a fire truck going there? And people will look at me like, how did you know that? Oh, you're blind, so you hear better. Well, no, I don't really hear it better. As a matter of fact, because of the environment in which I've worked in all my life and been brought up in, I actually have a 25% or so hearing loss. Due to, well, in part when I was in the service, I heard a lot of booms and bangs that had, some negative impact on my hearing. In addition to that, when I was a younger fella, I used to get out and run with a crowd that liked to go to rock concerts and go to the parties, and go to bars and clubs and stuff like that where there was a lot of loud music, which loud sounds have a detrimental effect to one's hearing. Also, I've worked in shops, around mechanics, around machinery. So that too affects the way my hearing works anymore. I had this ringing in my ears all the time. Now, you contrast that to someone that was brought up in more of a librarian type setting, something that's nice and quiet, like an office where about the loudest thing they hear is the cooling fans on a computer tower. Or maybe somebody yelling across the room. Those folks haven't had the kind of environment that would impact their quality of hearing, like someone that's, been out in the field working around heavy equipment and those kinds of things. So for that reason, no, someone with a visual impairment doesn't hear any better than a normally sighted person would in the same environment. Now, what we do or what we are able to do is we hear something, we listen more intently, and we interpret the sounds that we do hear maybe a little bit more than a normally sighted person would rely on. Because for most people that see very well, take the situation I talked about before, they hear a siren, it's up on the road, so they can look to the road, they can see what it is that goes by, and in the fraction of a second or a couple of seconds or however long, the looky-loos pay attention to it, they can say, oh, well, that's not coming here, it was an emergency vehicle of this kind or that kind. So that's basically all there is to it. So I hope that's cleared up some misconceptions for folks, answered questions for others. There is a comment section provided below the video that I would welcome you to share any experiences that you have. In addition to that, maybe some opinions or some real-life experiences that you have that you'd like to share with the community. Appreciate it. We'd all like to hear from you. If you've got some value out of this, consider giving us a thumbs up. If you thought it was just hogwash, then just go ahead and give us a thumbs down. That's fine. Consider subscribing. Hit the notification bell if you'd like to keep up with what we talk about here, the videos that we post, maybe conversations that we have in the comment section. While you hit the notification, you might as well go ahead and ring that notification bell, that little bell icon, so YouTube sends you a text or whatever to let you know that we posted another video. Thank you very much for your time. Make it a great day. And remember, we all work together to overcome low vision challenges. Thank you. Bye-bye.